So, welcome along to three simple strategies for accountants and bookkeepers to earn profits with ease. It's 11 o'clock by my time, so we're going to make a start. And as people join, we'll continue, and hopefully we'll have lots of questions come the end of this presentation. So let's just start from the beginning. So thanks for joining me. It's great to see a few of you here, a few I recognise and some of you I don't know. So welcome along. Feel free to enter questions in the chat if you want to. Let us know you're here, and yeah, let's get started. So just for those who don't know me, I'm Tim Seymour. I refer to myself as a recovering accountant, having sold my accountancy practice 2 years ago now. I am the joint owner of Profit First Professionals in the UK. I'm sure those of you that have turned up today are fully aware of what Profit First is and how that can help accountants, bookkeepers and coaches with their businesses and help their clients to become more profitable, structure their cash in a really efficient way to be able to achieve the goals they want to achieve. Outside of working with Profit First Professionals, I still coach a handful of businesses directly myself, but I'm quite strategic who I work with these days. And of course, outside of work, I'm a football coach for those who don't know. So I'm quite often found on a Saturday afternoon on the side of a touchline, sometimes with my head in my hands when things aren't quite going to plan. But even so, we have a good time, we enjoy ourselves, and it's great downtime away from work. I'm also a family man with 5 children and a great wife. So there's a bit of info about me that you probably didn't need to hear. Anyway, recently I've been working with a select few accountants and bookkeepers, and I've been working on a strategy where I feel accountants and bookkeepers could structure their business in such a way that it will enable them to earn their profits with a lot more ease than what they're earning now. Now, the reason I started doing this was because I was talking to a lot of accountants and bookkeepers that was showing interest in joining Profit First Professionals, but they weren't quite at the level they wanted to be at to be able to commit to the monthly membership fee, despite the obvious advantages of being in Profit First Professionals. And of course, you are going to make a profit on your return on investment fairly quickly. But that's another story. We won't talk too much about that right now. So I came up with a strategy really for helping businesses boost their business so they could get Profit First ready, which was the original plan. But actually, it's been quite successful. And so I wanted to share with people what it is I've been working on, how it's worked, what success we've had. And then perhaps you can take this away, have a think about it, and see if you can structure your business in the same way to see if it can help you. And long term, maybe that'll put you in a position where you come back and say, Tim, I'd like to come and join Profit First Professionals. Maybe it just put you in a position where you just want to have a chat with me. So the 3 simple strategies, and I am fully aware, you all probably know this. You all probably know everything I'm going to tell you today, you know. You've heard it from other people, you would have worked it out for yourself. But in reality, we don't always take action on the knowledge that we have. We carry on in the way that we've always been working. We always default back to our habits. So trying to provide a strategy that you can work through methodically, one thing at a time, hopefully will give you the right building blocks to structure your business in the right way. Now, my simple strategies are, and obviously we're going to go deeper into this as we go through this hour session. If you provide the right service to the right clients, you should be able to charge the right price, which enables you to earn your profits with ease. Now, it's that simple, and hence the webinar is called 3 Simple Strategies. If you're providing the services that you'd like to provide, and you're providing that to the clients that you'd like to work with, you're going to have more enjoyment. More enjoyment provides more energy. More energy provides more enthusiasm. You're going to do a better job for that client because you're enjoying working with them. You're enjoying providing the services you're providing to them. You're getting more fun out of what you're doing. The time's passing by quicker. Therefore, you're doing a good job for that client, and that client is going to value you. And because that client values in the manner that you're providing it to them, the way you're delivering the messages to them, they're going to be willing to pay the right price. They pay the right price because you're adding value to their business, because you're helping them become more profitable. You've moved away perhaps from just offering compliance, and you're offering structured advisory work, which means you are adding value to their business. They will therefore pay you an increased price. And by default, if you're charging the right price to provide the right services, you're going to have more time. And isn't time precious for us? Most of the people I talk to probably have families. If they don't have families, they have hobbies that they love to work through, love to enjoy, sorry. And so we need more time away from our business. Most accountants I talk to and bookkeepers, they're stuck in this cycle where they're working really long hours, trying to get the work out the door, trying to keep their clients happy, not charging enough money. The quicker they get the work out, the more the money can come in, the more they can cover their bills. They can cover their bills, they can pay their employees if they have them. What's left is theirs. It's not enough for the time you're putting in to your business. So if we can align these three areas, provide the right service to the right clients and charge the right price because you're valued by that client, you're going to earn your profits with ease. Your sales revenue and your profits are going to increase, and you're not going to have to work such long hours. Isn't that what we all want from our businesses right now? So number one, let's just work through this in a structured way. I'm not going to go too detailed because it's an overview of the three simple strategies. Now, you've heard this, you know this. I'm not telling you anything you haven't heard. Lots of other people that influence the accountancy and bookkeeping world. This is standard stuff. How do we identify our best client or work out what our ideal client would be? Now, the easiest way to do this, and I would challenge a lot of you have probably not done this, maybe you have, maybe you haven't taken action, maybe you have. Can you analyze your current clients? Can you list out into a spreadsheet, a template spreadsheet, all of your clients? Can you look at the demographics of that client? Where are they based? What industry are they in? Who are they? The psychographics, who are they? What are their personality traits? What are their values? Are their values in alignment with yours? Do you want to work with these type of people? Do they pay you on time? Do they provide the information you need at the right time so you can meet their deadlines? Or are they a problem client that never respond to queries, never respond when you ask for stuff, never pay you on time? Analyzing these areas will give you an idea of the type of people you're working with right now. Do you know that much about them? Have they got interests outside of work that align with your interests? How much are you charging them? Can you loosely calculate how many hours you spend working for those clients and what that profitability looks like? How much is that per hour? We don't want to delve into hourly rates. That's not the way we're going to be charging our clients, but can you look at that as an area to give you an idea of the profitability of serving these clients? Once you've looked at this in an analytical way, and let's be fair, as accountants and bookkeepers, we love a bit of analysis, don't we? We love a spreadsheet. Once we've looked at that, can we then identify who would be our best client? What's the type of person that makes our ideal client? What industry are they in? What personality traits do they have? Is there an age bracket? Is it a family person? Do they need to have the same hobbies as you? You know, do they need to be in a specific industry, or does industry not that important to you? Would you prefer it to be more about their personality? So all of these things are areas we need to think about when we're talking about who's our best client. The reason we want to find who our best and ideal client is simply because we want to have a great relationship with our clients. We want to be able to build that trust. We want them to see us as an expert in everything that we're advising them to do. We want them to come to us when they need help. We want to solve their problems, and we want to help them achieve the goals that they set when they started their business. How many times do we have these conversations with our clients? Or is it a simple, here's your accounts, it's the end of the year, you made a profit, fantastic. Oh, by the way, you've got a tax bill. The client says, great, I've got a tax bill, fantastic. How am I going to pay for that? You know, how often do we have these conversations when actually we could be a lot more proactive and we could be a lot more helpful to our clients? And by being in that manner, the clients, the right clients, will be willing to pay us more money for offering these services. So now let's move on to services that we provide. So what services do you provide? Is it all compliance? Do you only provide compliance, or do you provide compliance and advisory? And if so, what do you class as advisory? What is advisory? Do you believe that answering a tax question or answering a client's request for, I need to get a vehicle, I need a van, shall I lease it? Shall I buy it outright? What's my best options? How does that affect my tax? Is that advisory, or is that an expectation on us as an accountant or bookkeeper to have that knowledge and to be able to just support our client? So what is advisory? And for me, advisory is adding value to your client. So obviously there's a profit first scenario from my point of view. As a profit first professional, we look at how we can structure the cash of the business, how that income's coming into the business, what income streams are there, which ones are the most profitable, are there income streams that you're providing that aren't profitable at all that perhaps you should think about not providing? Is there a certain income stream that's really working well? We look at these areas on how we can help our clients become more profitable, and we can structure their cash in the right way for them to be able to look at their future. What is it they want to achieve? Can we set the money aside to employ somebody else? Can we set money aside so we can move into bigger premises? Can we buy that van outright if we set the money aside now? And so on and so on. And that's going down the profit first advisory route, of course. So what do you provide right now? Why do you provide this? So maybe you provide statutory limited company accounts, corporation tax, director's self-assessment tax return. Maybe you provide payroll, don't really want to. Who wants to do payroll? But you provide it because your client wants it. How much can you charge for these services? What would you like to provide? What services would you like to provide to your clients? Would you like to provide that higher level advisory? And if you did, and you helped your clients become more profitable, how much could you charge? Okay, so far we've looked at ideal clients, working with the right people, and we've looked at what services do we provide. And the next thing, this is going to take us a little bit longer to work through, but I feel this is really important and something that a lot of accountants and bookkeepers I talk to aren't aware of. So the next thing is, how do we charge the right price? And pricing can only come from knowing our numbers. We cannot just put a finger in the air and set our pricing in that way. So first, let's take it right back and reverse engineer. And I'm sure some of you have done this before. I'm sure some of you do this for your clients. How often do you look at this? You know, with the world as it is at the moment, with all our electric and gas bills going up, our fuel bills going up, groceries going up, you know, is there an element of actually you probably need to take more money out of your business than what you have been? So to take away the financial stress from ourselves so that we can provide a better job for our clients, let's sort our own businesses out first. So let's talk about how we know our numbers so that we can set our pricing, so that we can charge the right amount of money to the right clients for the right services, so that we can earn our profits with ease. So have a think about how much you need to pay yourself from your business. How much do you need? What's the minimum amount you have to earn to be able to comfortably cover all of your bills and be able to enjoy yourself, have a holiday each year, be able to go out as you choose, be able to go shopping, be able to enjoy your hobbies. And then how much do you actually desire to pay yourself? So the first one is how much you need. to what's the bare minimum you need to be able to at least live the way that you're living right now. And the second one is, how much do you really desire? What's your target? What would make your life so comfortable that you wouldn't have to think about anything else? You could just go off wherever you wanted to, whenever you wanted to, and enjoy yourself, knowing that your business is being looked after. So how much do you need? How much do you desire? So I challenge you to make a note of these. I'm not asking you to share this, obviously, for obvious reasons. Make a note of this, write this down, think of a number, as Johnny Boy used to say, for those as old as me that would remember him. I'm not sure how old any of you are, by the way, so I'm probably the oldest. Anyway, so write these numbers down. How much do you need to pay from your business? How much do you desire to pay yourself from your business? Okay, and then we're reverse engineering numbers here. So this is simple stuff. So obviously there's an element of profit first now, as you would expect with me talking. So now we know the money that we need to earn from our business and the money we desire from our business. What does that look like from a sales revenue? So how much do we need to be coming into our business to be able to pay ourselves the personal income that we would like? So we're going to make an assumption that we're just calculating on the basic profit first allocation percentages. Okay. Now, this might not work specifically brilliantly for your company, but let's just use this as an example. Obviously, for people that I work with regularly, we look at different percentages and we make sure everything's structured in a way moving forward so that you've got the right amount of money set aside for your tax bills, which with corporation tax rules changing may not mean 15% is enough money. It just depends on the level of profitability of each business. So when I work directly with people and with our profit first professionals, we take all of these things into account. We were always looking ahead. We're always looking at forecast 12 months in advance, and we're checking that what we're allocating is going to provide us with the right amount of money. So just for this, for example purposes only, we're going to go with the book. We're going to go with the basic principles that we're going to say whatever our sales revenue is, we're going to take 5% for profit, 50% is owner's pay, 15% is tax, and 30% is the operating expenses for which we can run our business on. So I'm going to make an assumption that, and this may be too low, but just go with me, it's just an example. So let's assume we need at least £5,000 a month to be comfortable, to cover all of our bills, to have some surplus money so that we can enjoy ourselves with our family throughout the month, and to be able to put a little bit of money aside for holidays, etc., Christmas, all the things we want to save for, and for an emergency fund if anything was to go wrong. I'm kind of talking profit first in the personal world right now, I guess. And of course, that's certainly the right way to be thinking as we move forward in these areas. So £5,000 a month, £60,000 a year. If our owner's pay is 50%, of course, as accountants and bookkeepers, I'm sure I didn't need to lay this out for you, but the sales revenue needs to be £120,000. If the sales revenue is £120,000, we're going to have 6% profit. We're going to have our £60,000 for owner's pay. We're going to have our £18,000 set aside for our future tax bills. And we're going to have £36,000 for our operating expenses, which potentially allows us to hire some help. That may be offshore, that may be outsourced, that may be employing someone, there'll be software in there. Hopefully that £36,000 is going to enable us to make our life easier in providing the services we're going to provide, so that it's not all down to us on our own. I've made a little note there actually about the tax, which I've already talked about, but yeah, just be aware, this may not provide enough money for your future tax bills. Who knows? This is just an example. So now we know we know to be able to earn our required personal income, our target sales revenue is £120,000. So do you know how many clients you would need to earn this income right now? Can you actually answer that right now? Could you say, yes, I need this many clients to achieve that, and have that clear, pure clarity on that answer? And if you do, fantastic, you're doing great, and that would be amazing. But if you don't, and I would probably suggest most of you don't, And that's not being detrimental. That's just the fact. Like I said, I talk to accountants and bookkeepers all the time. So how many clients need to earn this income? So remember on the example, we've got £36,000 operating expenses to run our business on. So you've got the opportunity to employ, offshore, outsource some of the work. You may want some software, anything that you can use to help you remove your time from the business as well. But what we need to do now to understand how many clients we need to earn £120,000, we need to have a clear pricing strategy. So do you have clarity on this? And what are our options? So your current pricing structure, do you use value pricing? Now I can tell you from my experience, and I had an account after probably 8 or 9 years, I realized what a mess I was in. I had built my business on the wrong clients. I took on clients originally and I was willing to do anything they wanted and I hardly charged them enough money. And so I found myself bringing on new clients that those clients were referring, which were more wrong clients because they moved in the same cycles, same circles. So I took on the wrong clients. I was doing everything for everyone, not charging enough money, working really long hours. And I was stuck in that monthly cycle. I was working so many hours to try and get the money in so that I could cover the bills, pay my employees. And I was nowhere near paying myself enough money, which of course then affects your personal financial situation. And the stress levels were just going round and round and I was stuck and it was just going month to month to month to month to month. And it wasn't good, it wasn't healthy. And I decided there's got to be a better way of doing this. So fortunately for me, I started to book out time in my calendar and look at different strategies. And somebody suggested, in fact, it was a client, have you read Profit First? No. I suggest you go and buy it. Downloaded it, bought it from Amazon. It arrived in the post. I am more of a hold the book in the hand kind of person. 2 chapters in, I'm emailing Profit First professionals to become a Profit First professional. Now, I couldn't afford the fees, if I'm honest with you, or I didn't know how I was going to be able to afford the fees, I should say, but I just took a leap of faith and it really worked for me. And I became a Profit First professional and it changed everything in my business. And one of the things I learned as a Profit First professional was how to provide 3 packages using the value pricing model. It provides a clear pricing structure and clear boundaries for your clients to understand exactly what they're going to receive. So do you use value pricing or do you use software? For example, GoProposal, probably the most popular one out there, I would say. And I understand on GoProposal, because I'm not a user, so I don't know, but I understand on GoProposal, you can use packages through GoProposal. So maybe you can use a combination of both, which would help perhaps. I know it's very popular. Do you charge an hourly rate? Please say you don't charge an hourly rate. I'd love to think we've gone past that now, because as soon as you charge hourly rates, you're never going to get yourself in a position where you're earning enough money. You're always trading hours for money. You're never going to earn enough money if you do it in the hourly rate. And if you stick your finger in the air, depending on which way the wind's blowing, you really need help right now. So if you're not prepared when you have a prospect call and you just make up a price on the spot, you need a clear strategy. And I would highly recommend value pricing. Though, of course, this is just my preference. Everyone has a different idea. What I'm trying to do for you is provide some clarity on what you're going to be charging your clients on a monthly basis so that we can understand how many clients you need to achieve that required sales revenue. So the advantages of value pricing, I think I've already talked about this. 3 distinct packages for your prospects to choose from. So you have a meeting with a client. It may be on Zoom, it may be across the desk in person. Either way, you're able to share your screen or show them a nice laminated document that shows the 3 packages on offer. It demonstrates quite clearly what you're able to offer them. So there's going to be an element of compliance work in each one. Maybe that goes up a level through each one as the price increases. There's going to be an element of advisory, I would imagine, in each one. Is there monthly advisory in the middle package and fortnightly or weekly advisory in the higher package? Maybe there's quarterly advisory in the lower package. For me, I had response times. So in the lower package, it was within 72 hours. In the middle package, it was within 48 hours. And in the top package, it was within 24 hours. My plan was to target the middle package. So I made the middle package as attractive as possible. And the higher package was not too different. So there were a few extra things added into the higher package, but it was 2.5 times the price. If someone wanted to pay me that amount of money per month, I would more than happily have provided those extra services for them, but it wasn't that different to the middle package. The idea being that when people look at that high price and think, oh yeah, that's what I want, oh, that's the price. But actually, I get nearly all of that for the middle one, and it's 2.5 times less that price. There's a mental thing with money that kicks in and they realize that they're getting a really good deal. Of course, we're saying that because we're looking at the mindset of our clients and hoping for them to pay the right amount of money for us. The advantages of it: clear boundaries, clear pricing, all clients receive the same services. There is a downside: the number of transactions can be an issue. Some people have bolt-ons for if there's a certain amount of transactions, then it would be this price. Under that amount of transactions, it would be this price. I took the hit. I'll be honest, I just took the hit because for some clients, it worked out really well. It didn't take too long to do the work for them. And for other clients, there was a bit of extra work with the extra transactions. But of course, using softwares that we have these days, it's not that hard. It doesn't take that long to get ourselves into a good position. So further clarity, an example of 3 distinct packages. So please be more if you decide to go down this route. I used to use Introduction, Profit and Premier, which probably isn't that great. I would target the middle package. Let's assume the middle package is £500 per month because they're getting some advisory, they're getting some profit first help, they're getting some structure with them managing the cash of their business. We're helping them become more profitable. We're having monthly meetings with them. And in the background, the compliance work is being done and the bookkeeping is being done because we've employed a bookkeeper to help us. We're also using something like Xero, maybe Dex. So life's a lot easier. Everything's automated as much as it can be. So let's say we want to take on clients at £500 per month. That's what we're looking for. So if you remember, our sales revenue target is £120,000. Our middle package pricing is set at £500, which is £6,000 per annum. So the number of clients to achieve the target sales revenue of £120,000 is 20 clients. Could you serve 20 clients to earn £5,000 a month? If you decided that you didn't feel comfortable charging £500 straight away, perhaps you don't feel like you've got the advisory behind you, the knowledge to charge that, and you decide, well, actually, I'm going to price mine at £250 a month while I build up, and then maybe I can increase that pricing later as I add more value to my clients, then you would need 40 clients. It really is that simple. But how many of you actually know your numbers when you set your pricing? What is the strategy when you set your pricing? Do you just price what you think people will pay? Or do you have a clear pricing strategy that this is what you're going to pay and this is the value I'm going to provide for you? I'm going to add this amount of money into your bank account by following these simple strategies. How much is that worth to you? And that's the way that we deal with those conversations. So what have we learned so far? 3 simple strategies. Provide the right service to the right clients for the right price to earn your profits with ease. And it really is that simple. It just gives you that clarity. Now, like I said, I've worked through with some accountants and bookkeepers very recently, and we've gone through a process where we've got together every week. First of all, we worked through the client list. I got them to list out all of their clients. There was lots of different criteria and different measurements for them to put in, things that you would know. And then from there, they looked at it and they identified which ones were perhaps their best clients. Someone said, none of these are my best clients, but they're the only clients I've got and I have no choice but to serve them. That's okay. That's okay. it's a starting point, but what it's done, it's provided that person with clarity on who they are serving, and then they decided to work out who they would like to serve. And so now they can target those people with their marketing, and they can talk to those people so that they can attract them into their business. Of course, all these things take time. I would never say to you, get rid of all those clients because they're not the right ones, because you'd have no business. So all of these things are little step changes, things we need to do gradually, but it's moving in the right way. Move forward, small steps at a time. And that starts with your clients. What are you offering your clients? So the next thing we looked at was, okay, what services are you providing? So they listed out the services they were providing. This was homework that I gave them, by the way. They listed out that, and then I held them accountable. They listed out their services that they were currently offering. And then just to the right, I got them to list out the services that they would like to offer. Then I asked them to show the services that they are offering, what they charge now, what they think they could charge, what they should be charging. And then on the ones, the items on the right were the services they would prefer to provide. I asked them to put what they thought they could charge there. Those figures were higher because they were all around advisory. So we know the compliance has to be done. We know we're going to take people on that have to have the compliance done. There's no getting away from that. No one can change the rules and regulations, and we're not suggesting that. Compliance has to be done, but where you can earn your extra money is by adding value through the advisory route. And those are the areas that the people that took the program identified themselves. I knew that was going to be the answer, but they did it themselves without me having to prompt them. It was just there for them to complete, and they completed it in that way. So then they had an idea of, by this point, they had an idea of who the right clients were that they would like to provide services to, and the type of services they wanted to provide. So the next stage of the homework the following week was to identify how they would structure their pricing using the value pricing model. So what services would they offer and how much would they charge if they had 3 packages? What would be in each package and how much would they charge? The other part of the homework was, which we've just talked about, what's your sales revenue requirement and what's your desired sales revenue requirement? And they filled the amounts into the template that I sent them, and it automatically calculated the figures. So they knew what their target sales revenue should be to achieve the personal income that they want. So now, all of a sudden, come the end of the time we were working together, they've got a plan where they know what services they want to provide, who they want to provide this to, and how much they're going to charge. They also know how many clients they need to bring into their business on this scenario to provide the amount of money they want to earn, which will provide their profits with ease. So all of it came together at the end of the program. And I was really pleased with the feedback that I got. Everyone was really happy. And I'm looking forward to following what happens next with the people that were on the program. They were accountants and bookkeepers, and it's really interesting. I'm still working with some now. So it's a work in progress, but I wanted to share this with everybody just because it's something I think that's really important, because if I'd have known this when I started my business, I could have structured my business in such a better way from the word go. And I had a few years of stress, a few years of financial worries, etc. And let's be honest, it's embarrassing when you're an accountant to have financial worries. So I would love to be able to help any accountant and bookkeeper that is looking for help with this. So if you want to talk about this in any detail, we can have a chat about that afterwards. What I'm going to do now is just see if there's any questions, if anyone's got anything they want to ask. Let's just stop the share now. So unfortunately, you're going to just be seeing me now. Okay, so Kira says, great tips, Tim, full of ideas now. I do use Go Proposal, but I think a mix of that value pricing could be ideal. Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome, Kira, you're welcome. Does anybody else have anything they would like to ask? Does anyone have any questions? I'm more than happy to answer them right now. What I would say is I would love to have a chat with anybody who wants to have a chat. Here in the chat there is my, I don't know if you can see that actually. Let's just try again. Let me try again. Live. Things when you do things live, something always goes wrong. There we go. Hopefully you can all now see a link. That link is to book a call in with me. It's called Talk with Tim. Now, if anyone's on here like Kira that is a Profit First professional, great. I'm so glad you've come along, because this isn't something I've talked about that in that much detail with you guys. If you want me to talk about that on our next member call, absolutely fine. If you haven't got a call booked in with me, please book one in. Let's have a chat. I'd love to help you with this and explore this further with you guys. If you are someone who's not a Profit First professional, you are very welcome to book a call in with me. It's called Talk with Tim. It's a 30-minute call, and I would be more than happy to have a chat with you. So here's some more questions. Alice says, would you put your 3 package prices on your website? I had my 3 packages on the website, but I didn't have the prices. The reason being, Alice, that maybe in the future, you may want to increase your prices. Maybe you'll take on the first few clients and you'll be a bit nervous about your pricing structure. So you might not be charging this high amount as you would wish to, because that's the real world scenario, isn't it? We're our confidence, and we second guess ourselves. So you may only charge, say, £250 a month for the first few clients, but later on you might get more confident and you might be charging £500 a month, and you might need to gradually bring those original clients up to that level over time. So I personally wouldn't put the packages on the prices on the website, but I would show exactly what I'm doing. Kira, that's absolutely fine. More than happy to talk through this when we talk out next time. And thanks, Alice, for that. Does anyone else have any more questions? Otherwise, I'm going to call this to a close. Like I say, in the chat, talk with Tim, hit the link, book a call with me at your convenience. It'll take you to a calendar. This is not a strategy of sales. This is a strategy to offer you some support and help, because I would love in the future for lots of you to come and join us at Profit First Professionals, because we're getting great success with our members, and I would really encourage everybody to explore the possibility of joining us. So please book a call in. Let's have a chat. No obligation. We'll just have a chat and have a bit of fun. But that's it. If there's no more questions, thanks very much for coming along. I really appreciate your time. Have a great day. And it's getting towards the end of the week, so enjoy your weekend, and catch up with me as soon as you'd like to. And I'll see you very soon. Thanks for coming along.